Hello fellow Daydreamers, and welcome, finally, to my media journal flip-through from 2022-2023. These months have almost filled up this whole journal by notebook therapy, and there is something from every month of 2023. My shelfie sadly didn't get as cluttered as I hoped. I fell off filling it in somewhere throughout the year. I guess it was a bit ambitious of a layout. Through living in this journal, I learned that I don't really need a wide range of yearly spreads, lists, challenges, or statistics, since I stopped using most of these kinds of pages before 2024 rolled around. I took this knowledge with me and did a very minimal yearly setup for 2024, as you will see at the end of this video. So I randomly started this journal in October of 2022. All my monthly spreads have a to-be-consumed list, a log for the media I actually consumed, and a monthly calendar where I logged a day and duration for each piece. I experimented with different sizes and layouts of spreads that highlight specific movies, books, and I found my way throughout this journal. I created my own inside-out characters that would rein my head, and my The Walking Dead phase was just starting back then. I since have managed to complete the series. In November 2022 is when I finally discovered Taylor Swift and her great lyrics. Before, my English just wasn't so good as it would have needed to be to fully appreciate her work. A highlight was my revisit of the game Gris, a indie title full of art, color, music, and feelings. In December, I remember doing a Pirates of the Caribbean marathon and ranking a whole bunch of Christmas movies leading up to the holidays. I rediscovered a childhood favorite, Barnyard, a PlayStation game. My family and I watched Avatar: The Way of Water in the cinema, and I decided to put both movies side by side into this journal since they were very aesthetic. Too many of these spreads you should be able to find shorts, or they would be part of a journal flow. If you're curious, just check out my media journal playlist. If you're caught up with my bullet journal themes of this year, this spread should seem familiar, as it is all about the game Unpacking that inspired January of 2024 in my bujo. Hogwarts Legacy was another minor obsession of mine that time. And of course, there are months like March here that were slower, or in which I didn't have as much time for consuming media, let alone document it. But I did deliberately not pressure myself to create spreads if I really didn't feel like it. Here I fell back into my Bridgerton craze and tried to branch out a little and listen to some more artists other than Taylor Swift. May is when the Eurovision Song Contest took place, and I watched that event with my mum on the TV, ranking and keeping score of all the songs and countries participating, ranking them and putting down the actual rank they ended up with. I've also watched the Avatar series again. June is where I discovered one of my favorite non-fiction books, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. This one was very inspiring to me and still accompanies me through the word of the year that I chose for 2024, which is know, meaning following my inner knowing. I went and saw Coldplay with their Music of the Spheres World Tour in Zurich. This was my second concert of theirs and it was breathtaking, but I must say I prefer seats to standing in a crowd with this one. And of course I hopped right onto the Barbie train. I completed a duo with also watching Oppenheimer, which is more of an experience than a movie somehow, baffling. September is when I got into more emotional stuff with Folklore and the Violet Evergarden anime franchise, a whirlwind of emotion. And then there was the spooky season that I fittingly celebrated with the Wednesday series that I finally got to. I also started reading Dracula by Bram Stoker, although I still haven't finished that one. Alongside everything, I got to play on my brother's Minecraft server and build some fantasy medieval scenery. In November, I checked out Taylor's version of 1989, one of my favorite albums of hers so far. I still haven't checked out Reputation and Lover though. In December, I revisited quite a few period dramas that have become comfort movies of mine. One of my most beloved is Pride and Prejudice, so I journaled about that one to wrap up 2023. For 2024, I kept it really simple with an entry page and a little shelfie that already has my January media in it. And there's just a double spread for my highlights of 2024 that I need to fill in addition to the monthlies, which have also gotten simpler. So far, I really like it this way. If you're curious to find out how this year turns out and what I watch, read and listen to, feel free to subscribe and dream along some more. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!